Welcome back to the Y Generation Show, and as I promised, I have my guest with me who is going to explain about himself, maybe his name, where he's from, and before we go to the next point. So, welcome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I'm Gitonga, yeah, but my friends call me Tosh.
Tosh.
Yeah. So I'm from Embakasi. That's where I've been brought up. That's where I've grown. Yeah.
So, Tosh, should I call you Gitonga?
It depends if you are my friend.
Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah. I'll call you Gitonga. So, Gitonga, tell us, okay, on our topic of today was all about relationships and how it's going to affect both the economy and the country, and how this COVID-19 is affecting the relationships. So, what do you have to tell us about that?
Okay, so my understanding of relationships, yeah, I can categorize them in three classes, yeah. So we have social relationships, we have professional relationships, or what we call business relationships, and then we have family relationships, yeah. So for the professional relationships and the business relationships, I heard somewhere whereby they say that business or professionalism, it's a contact sport, yeah. So it's a matter of contacts and how you maintain your contacts, and whether we like it or not, professional relationships and business relationships, they flourish better if there is that physical whereby people meet, people get to go out for lunch together, so that it's a one-on-one relationship, yeah. It's bringing the professional relationship into a more personal relationship, whereby people can easily do business. And now we find that people are down in lockdown, yeah. So we find that people are not used to talking to professional contacts through WhatsApp, yeah. So you find that now that space is being more and more being used. People using their personal and private, how they used to talk to their families, they start engaging, giving WhatsApp calls to their business contacts. So we are having also technology, the miracles of today. It's easing it a bit, yeah. We have video calling, yeah, whereby we have applications like Zoom, and there are many others which are coming up to filling in that space, yeah. So I think one thing, the revolution which will kind of tackle that, yeah. We are going to see more and more what we used to call social media. Now for the professionals, we'll have now that video conferencing and all, which will now be the space whereby people will interact more there. So for the social relationships, yeah, so this is our friends. So our friends where we go to churches, yeah, our social settings. So that one, now you find that the normal, or what has been the norm for the past, let's say for the past history as we know it today. So that one has changed, yeah, because now more and more we are not meeting with our friends, we are not fellowshipping with people who we used to see only during Sundays, yeah. We had the small meetings in churches, yeah, like, so people in church could meet during the week. It's no longer there. So there is a lot of cultural uncertainty when we are talking about social relationships, yeah, because the more we thought that people who are in our social circle are the people who we meet more. Now we see that they are the people who we call more, yeah. So the family relationships, that's another thing. Now we have more, everybody in the family being in the house together, yeah. And whether we like it or not, we are seeing a lot of, people are not used to that a lot. We have kids going out 3 months, coming back, and during holidays parents are traveling a lot with their kids. So people have not in recent times had to stay in the house, all of them together. So a lot of heads are knocking each other this time. I actually saw a meme that they were in China. There was a couple who were suspected of having COVID-19, so they had to stay isolated. And after the isolation time, the first thing they did after they left the house was that they went for divorce. So you find that we are going to find there will be a lot of mess, because people are not used to being together in the house. And then there will also be a lot of people growing up and maturing up, people having to face issues and dealing with underlying issues that have been there, so that we are going to see a lot of growth, the way I'm seeing, we are going to see a lot of growth, understanding in the family setup, because people have to live together, nobody is living, so they'll have to find a way to live, so we are also going to see a lot of people now intentionally looking for help, because of the mess that this will bring to the family, we have brothers, we have sisters, we have cousins, we have parents, all of them together in the house. So we are going to see a lot of people now totally seeking for help to solve some underlying issues which have been there. So that is my view of that, so
Okay, so Gitonga, maybe you can touch a little bit on the economy of Kenya, or maybe literally, basically, how do you think this virus is affecting the economy of Kenya?
So the question was about economy. So as long as people are not going to work, of course the economy is affected. And it's good, Mariam, that you understand, when we are talking about the economic consequences and when we are talking about financial consequences, because when we are talking about even financial profit and economic profit, they are two totally different things, and I find that people tend to mix it up a bit, so financial gain, it's basically whereby we say it's an income, so it's the margin between what I bought, what I sold, the margin in between. It's literally financial, the tangibles, the cash, the liquidity. But when we are talking about economy, it's a whole other topic, because when we are talking about something like an economic profit or an economic loss, we are talking about jobs being lost, we are talking about tax not being collected, so that of course will be totally affected, a lot of jobs are being lost, a lot of layoffs, especially the middle class going down. We have seen that the government is foregoing tax, which I don't know how that will play out, if the government is not collecting tax, it means that the government is not getting money, so it will result to borrowing, so we thought that we were complaining that the government is borrowing a lot, we are going to see a lot more borrowing, and a lot at a larger scale, just to boost the economy, to produce the liquidity that is there. We are also going to see the government bailing out big businesses, so that's another area whereby we need to be prepared. So we were only seeing that KQ was the one being bailed out, Mumias. We are going to see a lot more companies being bailed out, we are going to see government literally pumping money into parastatal so that they can meet payrolls. So we are going to our debt will totally grow, so one thing we need to be sure that the economy will go down, a lot of jobs will be lost, a lot of taxes or revenue will be lost also, and a lot of borrowing will happen. So that is for sure. We don't know how long this thing will last. So one thing, what will definitely happen is that the economy must come back. It always has, so after a big loss like this, the economy will come back, but it will come back fueled by debt.
Okay, maybe just to compress this, how do you really, okay, what can you say about this? The fact that you have said, the fact that we not paying taxes will cause the government to borrow more money, right?
Yeah.
So I understand they told us to reduce the amount of taxes that is to be paid.
Yeah.
So the fact that we are not working, the people out there, the jobs have stopped, they are in their houses, they are really not doing anything for now, that is going to affect them. As much as they're still going to reduce the amount of tax that they are going to pay, it's still going to affect them. But at the same time, when they reduce the tax they're supposed to pay, it's going to affect the country through the government. So what is your view about that?
So we need to understand the background of our president. Yeah. This guy has a background in politics. Yeah. So when he's pulling out policies like this, we know that mostly it's for him to get political mileage. That's the number one thing. Yeah. And of course, even if taxes are cut, yeah, you are cutting taxes to people who are not getting income. Yeah. So you find that most the civil servants generally are the ones who will not be totally affected by this. It's like their payrolls will, as I understand, they'll, even if they are at home, their money will still be coming. So, and it will come, and the money will come to them, and it will, the ones who are below that bracket that they are saying. So you find that one, it's basically to gain political mileage. The way I see it, that cutting taxes will not be as much. It will not solve the problem, because it will not solve the problem. Basically, the whole problem that we have. The truth is that the economy is getting bloody. We think things are getting worse. They'll get much worse, and we don't know how long. Every day that we spend, people are not going to work. Remember that we are losing millions and billions of money, and it's not only us; it's all over the world. So it's basically the world economy is coming to a standstill. Yeah, so it will get worse. Yeah, and it was a smart move for him to score some points politically, but economically we don't know how. There's no sustainable impact that cutting of taxes will bring. Yeah. That's what I think. Yeah.
So maybe one or two words that you have to say to the fellow Kenyans, anyone who's watching, about the economy, ama what you feel, ama even to the president.
I think now the major thing is to keep sane. Yeah, that's the major thing. Yeah, because there's a lot of fear going around, so we need to keep sane. So we were dealing with mental wellness before this major disaster came. So people need to check how they are responding to this. Yeah. So one, keep mentally sane. Secondly, of course, be clean. Yeah. So the regulations that have the measures that have been advised for us to stay to follow, we need to follow them. Yeah. Those are the two major things I would like to say. And the economy has gone to shit many times, and it has come back. So it's not the first time in history. It won't be the last. And so if we live, the issue is to live beyond this crisis, because great things are awaiting us after this wind passes. Yeah.
Just before I finish, do you think that this is the greatest pandemic that has happened in Kenya, I mean the world?
No. This is surely not the worst. Yeah. We find that if we are talking about global diseases which have affected people, we have seen an example of tuberculosis. Since tuberculosis hit the world, yeah, it has claimed around 900 million lives. Yeah. You have had things like the smallpox. Yeah, it took around 200 million lives before, and it took 2 years for it just to clear. We are still having issues of TB. Yeah, so I think right now the medical team all over the world. Yeah, there's a lot of technological progress that is happening. So I think that less lives will be lost. Yeah, less lives will be lost as compared to other pandemics. Yeah, economically, it's not the worst thing that has hit. There is the 1929 crash. There is the 2008 crash. And in terms, there is the World War, both World War One, World War Two. So it's not the worst thing humanity has ever had to deal with. Yeah, and it's amazing that it's the only thing that we have been told to keep clean. Yeah, it's the only thing that we have been told to keep clean. Yeah.
You had Mr. Gitonga, Tosh. So that was all for tonight. I was your host, Mariam Gunda.